Welcome back to 110 Daily on the 110 Sports Network. Josh Dorian, Chris Brown, they are here with me. Gentlemen, let's do winners and losers real quick before we get out of here. Josh, Chris, let's start with Chris. Josh, you
Ooh.
can wait. um, Chris, who's your winner?
My winner is, I realized my winner and loser are both from the Big East. So I got a Big East theme today. My winner is Xavier.
Ooh.
Um, it's sort of a sleeper winner, sleeper pick for a winner for the weekend. This is a team that has had nearly a dozen games postponed due to COVID-19 this season. They'd also been slumping in Big East play. They'd lost three or four heading into the weekend, and they get a very valuable 8 point win over Creighton over the weekend. It's their first ranked win this season and immediately their most impressive win. Um, their defense, there's a lot of things that led to this result. They've gotten better play from their bench, better defense. They held a very good offensive Creighton team, of course, as we know, to just 1 point per possession. Um, their shooting numbers, they held Creighton to poor shooting numbers relative to their averages. Um, it's a crucial win for them because they were listed. Jerry Palm had Xavier as a 9 seed heading into the weekend. They were definitely on the bubble, and they still are. But this is a big boost for them, picking up a win like this for a team that just doesn't have any huge wins this season. This could be sort of the difference when it comes to Selection Sunday for a team like this, keeping their tournament hopes alive. So Xavier is my winner.
Yeah, that was a massive win. They were trending in the wrong direction, and then all of a sudden it just looks a lot better. You
Yeah.
went from being squarely on the bubble if you lose that one to having some breathing room with that
Mhm.
win for sure.
And it's a fascinating conversation to see how the committee looks at Xavier, a team that's only played 18 times, that,
Yeah.
has really been, only played 11 conference games, and how, I'd be interested to see just how close to the bubble they actually are. Because, right, I feel like if they'd played 24 games up to this point, that they wouldn't be anywhere near the bubble, because I think this is a team that's better than a bubble team. But as a
Right.
result of COVID, I think they've had 3 different COVID pauses this season.
Mhm.
Um, as a result, we find them on the bubble, and we just have no idea really how the NCAA selection committee is going to look at teams that seasons have been derailed or at least completely altered because of COVID pauses. Josh, who's your winner?
Yeah.
Southern Illinois football.
Can't believe you
Oh
just went with
yes.
a football team and on March 1st. Fine, tell me why.
I, they beat North Dakota State. They have to be a winner. They have to be, and they beat them handily out of nowhere. You get spring football here, and all of a sudden, the biggest win of the college football season came at the end of February.
Yeah,
I
national
mean,
championship, whatever. End of February.
in terms of upset,
I know.
yeah. I mean, look, North Dakota State hadn't lost since 2017.
Sure. Yeah.
I think it was 39 games in a row. They don't lose, and they play in a playoff tournament, and they
Uh-huh.
don't lose,
Uh-huh.
and they lost in the regular season. So good for Southern Illinois.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Shut,
That
I,
was
I'm
a very
I'm a
historic
little
achievement.
taken aback. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little taken aback that we're a week and a half, 2 weeks from Selection Sunday, and you're picking a D1 AA football team to be your win. It's fine. I like the uh, variety we got here. I'm going back to the Big
Yeah.
East, and I'm going all bias. My winner's the Butler Bulldogs. Go Dogs. This is, there might not be a more terrifying team to play in the country right now if you're on the bubble than the Butler Bulldogs. They beat Seton Hall this week and Villanova, fourth time in 5 years. They get Creighton on Saturday. Can you talk? I mean, this team's not sniffing the tournament unless they win the Big East, the Big East Conference tournament. But that could be true, and they could also end the regular season with wins over Seton Hall, Villanova, and Creighton in succession. I don't
With
expect
another Creighton one to throw in there.
right, and I don't expect them to go to Omaha and beat Creighton for what it's worth. But I would be remiss if I let a show go by the day after Butler beats Villanova, and not give them some sort of props. Uh, my biggest question this season was who is there going to be somebody who looks like the guy who's going to be the best player in the Butler program for the next 4 years, 3 years, whatever. And these freshmen on this team, specifically Chuck Harris, they look like guys that are up for that. And it looks like Butler will, re-enter this cycle of getting better every year and having guys who are, leaders and keeping them relevant, not just in the Big East, but in the sport in general, because I had questions about that after, Kamar Baldwin, Sean McDermott, Keelan Martin, to go back a couple years, leaving the program and graduating, who steps up, and they're clearly guys who are up for that. So shouts to the Dogs, and a completely irrelevant win in the grand scheme of things. Shouts to the Bulldogs. So I guess I'm not much better than you are, Josh.
I was gonna say.
I guess I'm not much better than you are, but I did pick the right sport. God, I'm kidding. But yeah, the Bulldogs are my winner. Chris, who's your loser?
Well, my loser is very fitting. It's a very fitting transition. My loser is Villanova.
See, that's why Butler was my winner, because I knew Chris was going to pick Villanova. We needed
exactly. Yes, we coordinated.
We
right,
coordinated.
Right. So yeah, Villanova entered the weekend as a 2 seed, and if we had the sort of technology for a fast rewind to Friday's show, where I said that me and Josh were talking about who could be what teams could maybe be the 4th number 1 seed if something weird happens. If Ohio State continues to struggle, if circumstances happen that way. And one team that I threw out there was, I didn't say it's likely. I didn't say I'm predicting it. To be clear, I wasn't like, I'm on the Villanova train, put them at the number, but I'm just saying, it's possible with the right set of circumstances. And I stand by that it was possible with the right set of circumstances. This is no right set of circumstances. Now they're a 3 seed. I'm not like souring on them as a top tier, as a very good team. Obviously, I'm not panicking or anything like that. But that becoming the 4th number 1 seed is out the window. They entered as the Big East leaders in 3-pointers made per game and 3-point percentage in Big East play, and then proceeded to go 2 of 27 from 3-point range, which I believe was the worst that they've ever shot from 3-point range since Jay Wright has been there. If I heard that stat right on the broadcast. They've gone 0-3 on the road in February. Their resume isn't really as super strong as you might expect it to be. It's not, it's obviously it's very good, but they get a big home matchup against Creighton coming up on Wednesday. Very interested to see how that goes. But yeah, Villanova is my loser. What I said on Friday, I'd like to just slash that from the record, though. It wasn't an official prediction. So Villanova is my loser.
I predicted them to win the national championship. So.
Yeah, he did.
Okay. Well,
he did do that once upon a time. Real quick, we got to throw Oklahoma State in there as a winner. 94-90 over Oklahoma. Cade Cunningham, 40-11. They've now beat Texas Tech and Oklahoma in their last 2 games. And also, Mike Boynton, Cade Cunningham, Cowboy fans, they're all, as of right now, they're some of the biggest winners in the sport, because unless the NCAA just completely rips everybody's heart out, Oklahoma State's going to get to play in the tournament. We're going to get to see Cade Cunningham in the tournament, and that is a good thing for the sport, especially for a program that has nobody there that was part of the issue that next year they'll probably miss the NCAA tournament because of. So real quick to throw them in there, 94-90 over Oklahoma. And looks like we're going to get to see the best player in the sport and the predicted number 1 overall pick in the 2021 NBA draft play in the NCAA tournament, and that's awesome. So I just came across that, wanted to give him a shout out.
Absolutely.
Josh, who's your loser?
Minnesota. Marcus Carr scored 41 points. They still lost to Nebraska.
My boy, but yeah.
It's their 5th defeat in a row.
Oh, sad trombone.
They don't
Sad
win.
trombone.
They literally don't win road games. They're in real danger of missing the tournament, despite looking so good for so long this season. They had this brutal stretch, and then they had the Michigan win, so it looked okay. The problem is they lost the games before Michigan and all the games after Michigan. So it's just they are so far down there in the Big Ten standings. I don't think you can justify putting them in at this point unless they really do something. in the leading up to Selection Sunday here, and I just don't think they're going to.
Yeah, it's not a good look for Minnesota. But shouts to Marcus Carr. I still will stand by my Marcus Carr prediction. He's definitely been one of the best players in the Big Ten this year. Just every time Minnesota steps on the floor, it becomes more and more, less and less relevant that he's one of the best players in the Big Ten. I went with Florida State as my loser. I'm getting to the point where I every time I just don't know how to feel about Florida State, because sometimes they smoke Virginia, but sometimes they need overtime to beat Wake Forest at home, and I just and I wish that somebody would take control of the ACC and make me feel like they want to win the ACC. And Florida State had an opportunity to at least make me feel like that a little bit more. The ACC, now they're tied with Virginia. Virginia had, having two of the worst weeks in the sport this season, and they're still tied for first in the ACC. Florida State, basically kept a bunch of other teams in it too. There are like 6 teams that are only a game and a half out of first place in the ACC. That race is very, very interesting, first of all. But my losers Florida State, and just like somebody in the ACC, act like you want to win this conference, please, and give me faith in you that you can win multiple games in the tournament, because I think I would still bet on Florida State to win multiple games in the tournament right now. But also, I wouldn't be all that convinced, and I'm just waiting for an ACC team to do that. So really, my loser is the ACC, because they're just like uninspiring from top to bottom. But that comes at the expense of Florida State on this particular day. Anything else,
I feel
gentlemen?
like if I was,
Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, no, you're good. I feel like I'm just agreeing with you on Florida State. Like, I feel like if this was a team that I was sort of paying more attention to than I have been, then I would be sort of like losing my mind, because I'm trying to figure out who are you, Florida State? Like, what is this? Like, I'm with you. I could see them making a relatively deep tournament run, or just like losing in the first round if the matchup doesn't line up right. Like, who are you? I don't know. I'm with you.
With that being said, shouts to Leonard Hamilton.
Yeah.
Extension. He's an awesome coach, and if you're betting on them to win multiple games in the tournament, it's because it's Leonard Hamilton at the helm, and he always finds a way to make his teams look really scary when we actually get to the tournament. Anything else, gentlemen?
No,
I think so.
Thank you for making us part of your day here at 110 Daily, part of the 110 Sports Network. We'll be back on Friday unless something catastrophic happens in the sports world between now and then, and we really need to come and talk about it. But that's the plan as of right now. We'll be back at 10 a.m. Eastern on Friday. Until then, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will see you right here on Friday.